Wonder why that one, no, that meeting scheduled.
We're gonna call to order the Grants and Contract Committee meeting. And first thing we're gonna do is pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we need to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion.
Support. We have a motion and support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All against? Okay, we're good. Approve the agenda. Public comment. No public comment? I don't see any public here, so, okay, we'll move on from public comment. We'll go to the first one, Nick Ruzinski. Or Drinsky.
Hello.
So,
So both these grants, are the same ones we get every year. Actually, the FY, emergency management performance grant we didn't get last year. It's kind of up to the state and how they, distribute those funds. So we're actually getting that amount this year. And it's basically, we don't have a say in how much we get, because, we get the scraps, or I get the scraps from the state. That's how it works. But it's basically for all my services as EM, it's part of that. That's what they do every year. If there's enough for it. So it's basically my wages, benefits, cell phone, et cetera, like that. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Need a motion to, for action item number one, committee recommends the approval of 25-26 emergency management performance grant renewal application in the amount of $3,536 with an in-kind county match of $1,768 with revenue posting to line item 101-426-548.000 as presented.
I'll make a motion.
Support. We have a motion to support. Any discussion?
Nope.
Yeah.
You,
Why do you look at me like that?
no, I just said no at the same time you said yeah.
So this grant where we cover, and I don't know if this is typical, but this one is a county match of 50% of the actual grant.
Hmm.
So how do you come up with I know you said something about if we get the leftovers or the scraps or whatever?
Yeah, it's off of that number. Kim and I, because obviously bear with me, these are my first two grants in this position. So we went back and did the previous one, which is, like I said, we didn't have one last year. We went one before that. And it's the same numbers of how we matched it that previous year. That's why.
So how did you, I'm just looking at this here. It's like the county is awarded 3,536 or 8.49% of the subrecipient's local emergency manager's salary. So you took your salary, which I don't know how that would have worked because before it was Kim. And we did have Al in there at a point. So so you took 8.49% of your salary right now?
Yeah, because it goes off of the paperwork that I submitted for this. I had to give everything, like wages, all that stuff. And then there is the calculation for it. I believe, if I remember correctly.
When do these funds come through if approved? Are we getting them in fiscal year 26?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. So, Chairman, sorry, were you?
Go ahead. No, I'm just figuring something.
So we have the line item that you have posted, 101-426-548-000 $4,770. It looks like we're gonna actually be about $534 more than that coming in at $5,304. Is there a line item for the county match, or is that gonna be coming out of a different?
I wish Kim was here to help me with this. No, it's.
I mean, what you could probably do, I'm assuming is, I don't see where we budgeted for this money coming in. So I would assume that the 1,768 would come out of one of your expenditure line items where it would be almost like a due from that line item. And then when the money comes back in, you'd actually be doubling it. You'd be able to replace that money. And then you would have a surplus of $1,768 in your account for budgeting purposes, so long as it comes in FY 26.
So I was just doing the quick math and everything you probably just said was probably what you just said to him.
Oh, okay.
What was the number you just came up with?
I'm showing that we budgeted 4,770 in the line item of this site. 101426548,000. We budgeted for FY 26, 4,770. But if you take the actual amount that the grant is for, it's for 5,304, so a difference of $534. The question was, where do we pay the 50% match out of, because we don't have a line item for that? But what you could probably do is just take it out of other line items until the grant comes in and then make those whole again. And then you just have an additional 1,768 in his account then for the year.
Okay, and I just literally did the 8.49% of his salary. And I came up with 4673.90 for his, with this 8%, if that's what we're basing it on.
Okay.
So I don't know. I mean, if we're asking.
Are you taking just the salary? Or are you taking the
Yeah.
benefits as
I
well?
didn't do the
I
benefits,
think the benefits would be included as part of that salary,
and that would make it even more.
right? But you're right now at 4,600, you're a little under the 4,770 that we had. And what you put in for is 5,304, so it probably would be with the benefits closer to the 50.
Well, no, I'm saying on this, the award is for in the amount of 4536 or 8.49% of the recipient's local emergency manager's salary and fringe benefits. So if I know, I don't know what the fringes are, but I know what the salary is. So I just did that quick and that came out to be whatever it was, $4,673.90. So I guess my question is, and I don't know where the 8.49% came up with, but if the 8.49% is a hard number or what they base it on, then it seems like the number that we should be getting from this grant should be higher.
Commissioner and Nick, actually, I think we have Kim Elke on Zoom. Can we maybe let her chime in a little bit on her experience with this? Maybe that might explain the difference.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. Hi, so yeah, I don't have the paperwork in front of me, but what I can tell you is, and I'll try to remember the different questions, and if I miss anything, you can catch me. So the amount that they contribute, we have no control over. Every year we are notified when this grant application comes out, how much they are proposing to give us. Unfortunately, it has trended since I've been in the position, it's gone down every single year, which is unfortunate. So I'll just go quickly, the paperwork that Nick filled out, the way the numbers are organized on that grant sheet is the way it's always been done since before I took the job over, because I copied it from previously. So where it says, the county match, basically that is depending on the budget numbers to cover any shortfall that grant leaves in the program after the funds are received. Those funds historically are received by the end of the year, but historically we would have received this application last year and approved it like October, November, and then we would receive the funds this year toward the end of our budget year. So I'm not sure when the funds will be released from the state to us because the grant, the application came out so late. But basically we don't apply for that. They set the percentage every year of how much they're going to give us based. we have to fill out a form every year for how much our wages are, things like that, and we submit that to the state. And then they come back with this application saying, we're gonna give you this percentage and this is how much we're gonna give you.
So, but that doesn't answer the question, that if you do, and again, I know what the salary is, if you basically run the numbers on section 3, it says award amounts and restrictions. If you take that number, that 8.49%, and I don't know how that number gets in there or on this document, but it's the 3,536 or 8%. Okay, so I guess the or would be,
Mhm.
so, okay.
So
So it's less than the 8.49%.
Right.
It's not 8.49% of the salary.
Right.
So, the only,
You have to apply for an amount that you don't know the amount, and so you're basing it on last year, because this is what last year's is, so that's what you have to go with. That's my interpretation of what you're saying. Okay,
And like I said, we didn't get this last year, so we went back and we got the previous year. So, and like Kim said, the numbers fluctuate every year. It's different. We might not get any next year, or we might get more. Who knows? So it's all
Well,
depending on.
And again, I don't know where that 8.498% number comes
That
from.
comes from the state.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you're gonna get the amount or the 8.4%. You're not gonna get more. So in this case, I think it was whatever, $1,000 more than what you submitted here, but yeah, 1,100. So we're gonna get whatever they're giving us, or the 8.4, and it sounds to me that they've determined the amount, so that 8.4 is kind of a moot point anyway.
seems like it. Yeah. Like you have to just throw a number in. Yeah.
Yeah, that fancy little word, that or.
Yeah,
in there.
yeah.
Okay,
Any further discussion?
No, I'm good.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
roll call for this,
Oh,
or because,
Yeah.
you're spending, I guess, money in the match, so. that would be-
yeah.
Okay, Commissioner Bray,
Yes.
Commissioner Kozlowski,
yes,
Commissioner Ludlow.
Yes. Yeah, okay, that was done. And then the hazardous materials emergency preparedness grant application.
Yeah, so this is kind of the same deal. This actually goes along with the LEPC, so all the Serra plans and, Serra 3 plans that we discussed during the LEPC meetings. So this is for $1,500. There's reimbursement for new plans of like $250 per plan and $30 per plan that needs to be updated. We have 4 plans that need to be updated, so $30 per. But yeah, so this is for $1,500, and like I said, this is pretty much the number goes off of what the feds say we can get, and then how much we get, and then who all applies. So if less people apply, there may be more, and then how much we submit for reimbursement as well.
Okay, need a motion for action item number 2?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, I'll support.
Okay, we have a motion support. Do we have any discussion on this one?
No, I think it's,
There will be an additional motion that's needed after you guys decide this one, but I'll jump in after.
okay.
So is this what we got attached to our board books is the application that you're applying for? That's the actual.
It should be, yes, correct.
So I noticed a couple things in here. One, the application due date says March 1st, 2024. Which this is what kind of, I guess, confused me. So you got LEPC chair is Todd Britton. So that I would assume is current information.
Mhm.
And then if I scroll down, under the members, I'm looking at these members and I know John Grimshaw's gone.
Yeah, there's a remove tab. I don't know if that,
There's a delete
there's a delete,
column.
there's a,
Oh, okay.
yeah, add and then current and then delete.
Oh, yeah, okay. So delete, okay. Okay. But so as far as.
You said the date was wrong?
Yeah,
It's
the
not
date
March.
says 1 March 2024.
Oh, yeah, this one's March 3rd, 2026, but we got an extension on it, so that's why.
What's that?
Mine, the one I have is March 3rd. It might be the right. Oh, I have,
2024?
no, March 3rd, 2026.
Oh,
Yeah, mine says 26, 10 March.
Mine says
26.
24.
that was what was attached.
Application date.
Oh,
That was
that's
what
the
was
application due date, yeah,
To the
the first page.
board.
Yeah, I might have just forgot to change that during that. I can change it out.
That
Okay.
So any further discussion?
Nope.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Kozlowski,
Yes.
Commissioner Bray,
Yes,
Commissioner Ludlow.
Yes. Thanks, Nick.
Then Chairman, sorry, just real quick, because just going through here, I realized we don't actually have a line item that was created for grant match. Would look for the board to request the treasurer create a line item for grant match funds. And Nick, this is for your own information. You would take the money out of line item 101-426-724.018. When we hired you, we had placeholders in there because we didn't know what benefits you'd be taking. That would be for HSA. And since you don't have that, you can use those funds and just transfer the necessary $2,100 basically from that line item into the new one that the treasurer would create. And then that way you'd be able to have your grant match covered without it affecting your budget. So I guess the motion would just be for the treasurer to create that line item for grant match funds in the EM budget. Yeah, I guess, and then from there, he should be able to just do a transfer sheet as a department head.
so you need a motion to create
Line item.
the expense line item
It would be, yes, expense,
for the grant
grant match funds.
match fund. Okay, make a motion.
Support.
We need a roll call on this one.
Yep.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, thanks, Nick.
Yeah, wrote that down, so,
Okay,
yeah. Yeah.
So we're moving on to the fiber network service agreement. Everybody should have that information.
Yep.
So I am requesting that we change our backup internet service provider from Spectrum to PFN, as well as moving a handful of copper phone lines for like the fire suppression, the courthouse, and the backup administrative line for 911 to PFN. Because we have had a heck of a time with Spectrum. For some context, Central Dispatch had a TV service and we had our internet service. And I would pay the bill and they come in at two different line items. We had one consolidated billing account, and Dispatch canceled the TV and returned the equipment, but they kept charging it. So Kim worked with Spectrum on 2 separate occasions to get the credit applied appropriately, and they told us not to pay it. So we had a back balance on them going forward. And then last month, they suspended our internet service because of a no pay on the credits that they told us not to pay while they were working it out on their billing system. And they would not change that at all. So I would rather change ISPs to one that's more reliable and reduce the cost of the phone lines. So then we have somebody I can call and complain to directly if we ever have any problems with the account. So the cost for the internet service would go up, but the cost for the phone line would be reduced by about 75%.
So overall, what's the difference?
It's I think for the general fund around $80 or $90 a month, I believe is where that worked out to. So right now we pay Frontier about 120-ish a month. It fluctuates a little. So that would go down to 25, and then our phone or internet is 185, but that would go to 225. So I think it works out about $70-ish.
So this is gonna cost us $70 more a month?
It lasts overall.
Less.
That's overall.
It's just one goes up, the other one goes down
Yeah.
considerably. And there'd be a handful of others that would go down from $100 and some to 25, but those are not general fund.
And this is a company up in Marquette, it looked like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. PFN actually supports all of the 901 lines for the state,
Oh, okay.
so they're pretty reliable. And in the event that we have another ice storm, for instance, I'd rather have a backup that I know will be able to maintain service just because of what they're responsible for.
Okay.
So we need a motion.
Yep. I'll make a motion to switch over.
What?
Okay.
We have a motion support. Do we have any more discussion?
Just real quick, you have a note in here that you may need to transfer funds between two different budgets. You want to make that part of this motion in order to accommodate that request, or do you want to deal with that separately?
I would deal with this separately.
Okay, so just make sure you see the treasurer and they'll put the budget request in then for the next meeting.
Because he would need to have an amount and.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it's gonna work out to, because there are some install fees, but overall it should work out.
Okay,
Well,
sounds good.
Okay, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you.
Thanks, Logan. Enterprise lease deal.
Yeah, you guys have the information there. I guess what we're looking at right now is we have 6 vehicles that are coming up. I apologize. I said 6. Let me rephrase that. The vehicles in grounds and maintenance are coming up to the end of their term, and we have to decide whether or not we want to continue with Enterprise, try something else. But regardless, they need to know probably within the next week or two in order to get those ordered so that we have a seamless transition. Otherwise, there's going to be a little bit of overlap or a gap.
Get those ordered.
Get the new vehicles. If we're staying with Enterprise, it's time to trade those out for
I
newer
think-
vehicles.
Well, but I was under the impression that with the lease, we could, whatever you want to do, turn them in. When this was brought to us initially, they said that they would review and monitor the vehicles that we have and let us know the appropriate time and the most beneficial time for us to trade those vehicles. I don't know if it's a trade-in, but because the way they explained it was that they were gonna take those vehicles and resell them, and they would get it, the county would get the best, the most money for those vehicles at the time that they told us that they were to be replaced.
And that's this time, and that's what
Well,
it is.
but so we don't have to renew.
You do not know. I just went off of, again, their recommendation. That's why I'm saying you can either stay with them if we want to start exploring other options. We got some other numbers in there. If you want to stay with the ones we have and just stay with them until they're purchased out directly, that's fine. The recommendation from Jamie is it's 4 lease vehicles that they would have to put orders in like pretty quick here. It's a 20 to 24 week turnaround. She said we'd actually save money with the newer trucks by rolling equity into the new ones, which was the goal of the whole program and what they hope to continue doing. 3 of the 4 vehicle recommended are those with leases that end in June. Let's see, it would save the county $3,600 each year.
Well, how are we saving that money?
Because you'd be taking the vehicles, the vehicles that they're recommending we swap out, selling those and then putting the profit towards the equity on the new ones. So lower the cost.
What's the new lease? Because I guess I have a problem with the amount of money we're paying for those leases. It seems like we're paying a lot of money for those leases.
So I think I agree. In reviewing the list with them previously, I think for me, the biggest savings would be once the sheriff's department comes up, we need to downsize some of the Tahoes. I don't think every single vehicle needs to be a Tahoe. And that looked like it'd be about $20,000 to $30,000 savings a year if we were to downsize them.
I know you mentioned, and I
That would be
know,
like a Ford Explorer size vehicle. We're still staying with an SUV type, you know, hybrid, whatever you want to call it, but
I know you mentioned, or we talked about, exploring some other options. I'd like to, before we commit to anything, explore, get a couple options to know what is going to be the best value for the county.
right.
So that's what I would,
So we have a local dealership that put in a bid. Unfortunately, what they did was they enveloped all vehicles. And so it was kind of hard to piece it out. We can continue exploring that. Again, I just wanted to bring it to you guys that this is something that's coming down the pike here pretty quick,
Well,
so.
and I don't think that the 24 weeks is going to kill us. You're talking 6 months. I don't think 6 months should make, to me, it shouldn't make that big of a, well, that's 24 weeks is weeks that they need enterprise if we go there. So even bottom line is,
We come for an extra month.
well, we would, if we don't do anything right now and look at find some other, look to see what our other options are, those vehicles will be paid for. And in effect, we're saving that money that we wouldn't be spending if those vehicles are, I would assume that they're,
I don't believe they're paid off necessarily. I think they're just at the point where we could actually make a profit off of them.
no, okay. Well, I'd like to at least explore to get one or two other options to see what is the best benefit for the county. What do you guys think?
Oh, I think that too.
I do too.
We've actually talked about it, so.
Yeah.
Okay,
So we'll do some more digging then, and I can share what the local dealership sent to me. Like I said, it's kind of a coverall, I guess. And Chair Ludlow had actually mentioned we could still kind of do a apples to apples if we take the total lease from Enterprise, the total lease from this outside entity to see what the difference would be. I just wouldn't be able to at this point. And not that I can't, again, I'll request additional breakdown, but I'd like to see the specific grounds and maintenance vehicles, if we were to just swap those out at this point,
yeah.
what that difference would be, so.
Well, and that's a lot easier to compare
Right.
because we're not looking at the overall
Right,
fleet.
okay, I'll get those numbers in.
That's where those vehicles that are in question are grounds and, okay,
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, yeah, I'm good.
So we're just gonna table that for now.
yeah, I'll get more information.
Moving forward.
Yes, sir.
Okay, attorney agreements for local representation.
So just a quick overview, these are the LGAL ones.
The what?
So they're not all LGL. It's the individuals who oversee like, minors. And then if the court appoints it, then there also needs to be attorney set aside for the mother, one for the father. And then we also have one, I believe, that deals with
Guardian.
individuals who struggle
I
with
got it, yeah.
special needs. So just basically contracted attorneys that we have that we're required to have for the courts. These are coming up at the end of November. So we're starting a little bit early, but the reason we're doing it is we have to kind of review them, see how we feel about the amounts that are inside of them. You know, if we want to switch these contracts up a little bit, anything that we want to change, I guess, just needs to be determined. Once you determine that, then these are pulled from this committee for a short time and sent over to personnel. They put out the call for anybody who would like to apply for these positions to apply. They go through the interview process. You know, they'll finalize the individuals. And at that point, these contracts would come back for finalization to this committee. So all you're doing right now is looking them over. I think really the thing that you'd really want to consider, I guess, would be the amount that's inside of these contracts. Obviously, it's been a while. Costs go up.
They've gone up pretty much every year.
Yeah, so
Not every year, but every 2 years.
So I believe we have for L, with the exception of one, and I can't find my notes on why this one is off a little bit. But they're all at 3,800 with the exception of one, I believe it's at like 1,500 or something like that.
And that one specifically,
Do you remember why?
what's that?
Do you remember why?
Yeah, there was a different amount of workload that individual had or that person, and I don't remember who that is. Who is that person?
It was either Justin
Emily?
Wilson.
Kay Cotlin, wasn't it?
No, she's,
I think it was Justin Wilson.
well, I thought it was Emily.
It's like they all are.
But her, so the $3,800 contracts were for the lawyers that actually, and I'd have to go back to my notes and look, but they had a different commitment requirement
Emily.
for legal assistance than the person that was the lesser amount.
It is
Of
Emily.
What's that?
It is Emily.
Full disclosure, and I think everybody knows this, but I did work for one of the attorneys on this list, Christy Van Massenhove. And this is something I think Chair Leldo, I think you and I were discussing when we were looking at this list the other day. But one thing to keep in mind, I think on here, when we're looking at the rates, I know I think back when I was on the commission, I think I was the one that worked towards trying to get us all at an equal level. But in retrospect, I don't know if that makes sense, because what you have here is two of these individuals, for example, would deal with the parents, the mothers and the fathers. These are grown adults who almost 99% of the time can make an appointment at their office. They're coming to the attorney, they're answering yes and no questions, et cetera. When you have an individual who's dealing with children, I can tell you from experience, having worked in that office, she's driving to them, sometimes not in the same county, and she'll drive as far as Alcona, Montmorency, Presque Isle, wherever they're being fostered at, or whoever the caretaker is at the time. She has to go to them because obviously children don't have cars, so they can't make attorney appointments. She'd have to work around school schedules, sports, stuff like that, to try finding a time after hours usually to meet with them. In addition to the fact that some of these children are 5, 6, 7 years old, it's not as easy as having a conversation with an adult where you can go in, just say, hey, I'm in a hurry, yes and no on these questions, sign off, good, we're ready to go. It takes a lot of time to kind of sometimes interview these children. So I don't know when we're discussing the amounts, that might want to be something we take into consideration. It's not something I took into consideration previously, but and then likewise, I think if I remember correctly, is it Mr. Voida who deals with special needs individuals? So I'm guessing probably the same thing. You know, it's not going to be an easy, hey, just swing by the office real quick and take care of this. So I don't know if it's something that maybe we want to put out to the local bar to request additional information, or if that's something that you guys feel comfortable enough discussing. Or if we keep it all the same flat fee as it is right now, and just maybe adjust the price a little bit for inflation, but just wanted to bring that up.
So I will say, and I know this isn't a reason for justification why, but when we originally started this was, what's his name? City lawyer.
Bill Pfeiffer.
Bill Pfeiffer's law firm handled all this. And at the time, the contract, so this is over 9 years, over the past 9 years, because when I first became a commissioner, we literally had Bill's firm was taking care of this for $100,000. The Judge Black was able to, after Bill Pfeiffer's firm, because of him doing other things, they just didn't feel like they had the time to put into this. Judge Black was able to get a group of 5 individuals together, lawyers that would be willing to do this. And the expectation was this was, I think it was like 40 hours a month that they're based on their payment. It was based supposedly on a 40-hour a week. And I remember numerous discussions about, the lawyers tracking the time just to be able to come back and provide. And I don't know if they give that to the judge, or there was supposedly that the tracking of time was supposed to go back to someone. So over the period of the 9 years that I've been a commissioner, we had one law firm doing it all. They backed out, and then Judge Black was able to get individual lawyers. And over that period of time, we've had some of those lawyers either back out and then new lawyers, which obviously, if I look at this list, I think, well, I know Katie was probably part of the original list.
It was, sorry, Denise Burke, I believe.
Yeah, well, but she stepped in after somebody else, but out of
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
lawyers that we have, I think it's,
You're right. Conklin had retired. Burke took over, then Burke retired and Conklin came back.
yeah, so, but anyway, that's just to kind of give a little bit of a history on how we got to where we are. So over the years, I think when we initially set these up, we were at about, I'm gonna say about 150. So we were paying Bill Viper's law firm around $100,000 to do what these 5 individuals are now doing. We got that up to about 150, and so I don't know if I didn't break the actual amounts down by the 5 people, but I think we're probably at about 175 or something like that.
$182,400.
So that's where we are now.
Oh, I'm sorry. $202,800 because I must have said, yeah, plus the 1,700.
Okay. So we went from 100, got it to about 150, and we've gone up. And again, I'm not saying that this is right or wrong. I feel like, again, we need to know how many hours the individuals are working on their cases, and that amount, that monthly contract amount was to be based on a 40-hour week, not a 40-hour week, 40 hours per month
But
salary.
is this the same as that legal defense fund that we had approved in the courts a few months ago where,
The MED,
MIDC.
MIDC.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
That's,
in
This
defense
is
fund?
separate.
yeah, so Judge Black has said he wished that the state would view this portion of the legal defense the same as indigent defense,
But they don't.
but they don't.
So this is strictly the county funded. And this amount been the same all these years, or does it change?
Like I said, we started at 100,000.
Okay.
It went up to about 150, and then every time that
That's
we
what
have a
this was.
contract,
Okay.
we make that adjustment. And I could pull, because I'm sure I have previous contracts, but that
No.
$3,800
Yeah.
is that amount has gone from whatever, it might have been $2,600 when we originally started per month. And now we're at whatever we are, 3,800.
Are these the same lawyers that work at that defense fund?
They work, I think, right over here, right?
Bill Pfeiffer's?
No,
No,
no.
okay. That's over on the other side.
well, these lawyers are just a collection of,
And they're assigned by either Curtis or Black, depending on the case. So, yeah, so obviously, like, for example, this would be something where, for example, there's a minor that's taken away from their parents for whatever reason. That minor has to be given legal representation. In most cases, the mother and father in today's society aren't married, so mother and father both actually have to have their own attorneys that are assigned as well. And then the same thing with special needs individuals, they're assigned
Okay.
as well. So it just kind of, it depends on the case, and the judges are it's up to their discretion. These individuals are paid a flat fee for this service. So I can tell you, I mean, whether they have 4 clients or 24 clients, they're paid that same fee. So.
Well, I'm not that familiar with it, so you're gonna have to make the motion. I'm gonna have to trust that.
well,
The thing
so
is-
what do we,
Do you want a recommendation or?
Yeah.
Because my recommendation would be you take the $1,700 up to $1,900, the $3,800 for the 2 parents up to $4,000, and the special needs and the children up to $4,200. Again, you have the attorneys usually having to drive to these individuals. This is flat fee, covers their mileage and everything. So
I just want to.
if you do that, you'd be under 220,000 still. So you're looking at roughly $18,000 increase the budget.
Going to go 19.
It'd be 1,700 to 1,900 for Miss Manning,
Mhm.
3,800 to 4,000 for Conklin and Wilson. And then the 3,800 to 4,200 for Boyda and Ben Massenhoe. So far as I would like to be able to have time to get clarification that I'm correct on those assignments.
Oh, okay.
But I'm almost positive that is how those individuals are utilized.
Well, and let me just, before I guess we really have to actually make a motion because this is,
You don't have to, I can't.
We don't have to, we could just table.
Yeah, we can come back because you
Okay,
guys have to know.
okay.
This is just, the process is going to be a little bit wonky because it goes between two committees before it goes back to the full board.
Okay,
So I wanted to start earlier, but by no means does anything have to be decided today.
okay. Well, I'd feel more comfortable looking at that first.
yeah.
Right.
And then if you want, I'll reach out and make sure I get clarification on the assignments. So how those work.
Okay, I'm good with that.
We're all good with this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready to move on?
Yep.
Okay, number 4, Sparks grant update. David.
I'm as needed. I guess put you up to date on currently.
We didn't have a meeting.
Yeah, I think when we left, well, if you kind of want to give them maybe a quick overview of the Sparks grant and the work that's been done, doesn't have to go into detail. And then maybe what we have left over right now, what we're looking at spending that money on. Be the best.
So we started out, I don't have the exact year of the numbers, Sandy.
Yeah, second page.
Thank you. So. You have the total.
It's first page. Okay, that went up, 473.
Okay, 473, 700 was awarded by the DNR to the county for improvements to Sunken Lake Park through the SPARK grant, which was kind of a new grant at the time. And that was broken out into a number of categories. And over the administration of the grant, the DNR's worked with us to reallocate those categories. You know, once we're done with a category and we have money left over, they've allowed us to reallocate to
Oh,
something else. And so they've been really helpful with that. So we have done a number of improvements. We have done, let me think, we created an ADA accessible campsite and the associated connections between the playgrounds and the bathhouses. We added a playground at the campground site in the day use area. We added an exercise equipment station at the day use area. We wood chipped and improved all of the hiking trails. We created a new ADA accessible trail that we were able to pave. And we've added 4 or 5 benches and picnic tables that are also going to be on concrete pads so they can be bolted down. We've added gates to the trails. I missed anything that we've done? Actually,
Did you do lighting?
Yeah, we've upgraded the electrical service on the
yes.
campground.
Yep, upgraded the electrical services to support the larger campers. I think the rest is, oh, you do have the list. That is, we put in a kayak launch, added a Moby mat to the beach area in the campground. A gazebo in the day use area on a concrete slab. All right, that's to date.
So there's a new gazebo in the day use area?
Or there will be, yes.
Oh, okay.
There is.
Is it together now?
Yes.
Okay, it's there.
So we already had a gazebo, so now this is 2 gazebos?
No, one, this is the one that's there is the one I'm talking about.
We have a gazebo at Beaver Lake Park.
Out at Sunken Lake Park?
Yep.
That,
We now have.
it was I don't know if you want to call it a gazebo, but had.
Pavilion.
pavilion, yeah.
Pavilion, yeah.
No, there's a gazebo as well,
It's an 8-foot octagon.
Oh, okay,
overlooking the lake.
okay.
So, yeah. Now, moving forward, so after we did all that and DNR, we submitted all the reimbursements for that. We were able to move some of the money around again back into the park, the leftover money. So planned for this year to use the rest of the Spark grant money.
Can you, how much is the leftover money, you know?
It was what,
Yeah, like 110, I was gonna say 100.
110,000.
Okay,
That's after we completed the projects that were laid out in the grant application.
Yes.
We had $110,000 left over. So that's the
it's quite a
second
bit of money left over.
phase of the projects. You know, it's
That's good.
about 12 different projects.
Yeah, and that's good that they've allowed you then to turn around and reinvest that money.
Yeah, they've
Yeah,
been
we're
really
gonna
helpful.
spend it all.
So additional things that we're doing. We're putting, we've brought in some fill for some of the campsites near the lake to level them out. So they're more accessible, which I think that's actually done.
Yes.
That one's actually done. We're gonna put, millings, like from pavement millings when they mill a road, we're gonna put some of those on the entrance roads to help them stay in better shape. Along with the entrance roads and the campground roads and the day use areas. We're going to map out the campground and accurately locate where everything is, all the utility hookups and the lots, and we're gonna make sure the lots are, because they've been used a lot, and the markers have been run over for a number of years. We're going to reestablish those lines and remark them. And then it'll also produce a map that somebody can use to publish on the website.
You're not gonna have that cartoon map anymore?
It'll just be a nice car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna clean that up. We're going to construct an observation platform on the island overlooking the lake at the day use, no, not the group use area, I think it's called. Is that all? I think that's all of them.
That should do it. We're down to our last three projects.
Yes.
Everything else is complete.
So last year we completed everything that was required by the grant plus a few extras. And then at the end of all that season, we regrouped, retallied all the money, figured out what was still available in the grant. The DNR did an amendment to move all that money into the campground improvements category. So we're gonna move, so we have the money set aside to move forward with these within the grant. And so the goal is to complete these early summer and then close out the grant.
Was it really that hard to monitor, Jesse, the whole grant? Didn't seem like it was that bad.
A lot of moving parts. I don't think it was difficult. Dave
Seemed like-
and Rebecca have been really good at.
I was gonna say, those are the
at-
two that have been key to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were for a while. It was, I think what happened was, for a while, they were working on it under the purview of the Parks and Rec Commission. And our auditor was like, no, somebody inside the county actually needs to be overseeing this as well.
Oh.
But then we realized we're supposed to be overseeing all of our grants, and that's where kind of the branch out of this committee kind of formed was, it's like, it's fine for me to know, I guess, but I feel like the board should kind of know too.
Okay.
Grants that you're approving, as it's kind of going on. What's being done, how's.
This is kind of unique that they let you do it like this. Okay,
Yeah, they deserve some kudos for,
okay, yeah, that seems like that's really awesome.
We're fortunate to be able to complete what was proposed. And a great deal of it has to do with MacArthur Construction. They've been very good.
Awesome.
A lot of things they've done out there that were kind of over and above what was proposed. So, I mean, it's been a big thing for us.
there's been a lot of moving pieces that have really contributed to.
I'm on the sanctuary board for the Duck Park, the Wildlife Sanctuary Board. And when I was talking about it last year, they were all jealous because they didn't get it for the Duck Park because they can't do ADA there. That's very hard. That's what limited them. So they were jealous. So thank you.
What is the closeout projected to be for this
Probably late summer.
late summer? Okay.
I think it's October that we really need to focus on getting the whole grant closed out. That'll give us a little bit of leeway room, because there's gonna be some back and forth between myself and the DNR when it comes to closeout.
Okay.
We'll submit all our closeout, they'll come back and ask for a few little things here and there.
Okay.
But the goal is to have everything probably done by August.
Okay.
All the on-ground work.
Perfect.
So how many more things do I have to go in to prove and sign?
A lot.
Well, I appreciate everything that you've done to help me, point me in the right direction with that stuff, because the only time I ever go in there is when you ask me to, so.
And you guys have stuck with it for so long. I mean, just kept on it.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're about a year and a half.
Yeah.
This one's a little longer because we're stretching the money so far, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot more paperwork. Initiate.
Right. Thank you.
Yep.
So we don't need to do anything, or we're just being updated?
No, we're just being updated.
Okay.
So it should be good. Okay, with that, the next meeting will be to be determined. I was thinking like third Thursday.
It was supposed to be the second Thursday, but the treasurer's office has this room booked that day for the whole day.
I mean, because I had it,
The second Thursday in April.
we might have to, because I already have a meeting. I think it's the third Thursday.
I usually do the third Thursday, but that's at 2:30 at Thunder Bay. I think it's the third. I didn't bring my book with me, but Thursdays are pretty good. The noon time was good. I don't know. Everybody else,
So what did you say? The second Thursday is?
or second Thursday?
This is,
Right.
Oh.
The 16th we're looking at.
Oh, that would be okay.
oh,
I thought you said the third Thursday.
one,
It is.
two, three. Oh, never mind. Mine's the fourth Thursday.
Okay, so.
Second, 9th and 16th.
So second, third.
16th works
Had
for you
it,
guys?
so we're open the third.
The 16th works for you guys?
I think, yeah.
Because originally you wanted to do it at 10.
10, yeah.
You want to do it at 10? I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, I'm good at 10. If that's good for
We're
you.
good at 10, we're good at 10.
Okay.
Works.
Yeah.
I'll get it changed on mine.
So then, before that meeting, I'll get the information on the enterprise leases and additional information on the, attorney agreements.
Okay. So since like they're here on the Sparks grant, you don't have to have that every month, do you? Because they would come to the parks.
No, probably like every other month. We just want
Okay.
an update as long as there's activity.
Yeah,
If, I mean, we'll keep in touch. If we hit a 2-month mark and it's horrible and they haven't started yet, we'll
I think it's discussed in the Parks and Rec too, so
Somewhat, yeah.
somewhat, yeah,
I think our audit's starting in April this year.
okay.
Maybe May or June before we get on ground.
That'd be great, yeah. So I think that works.
Okay.
We have other grants out there floating around that we'll probably have them come in and do updates on.
Okay, okay. And so we'll leave that to.
All right, yep, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I need a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
I'll support.
We have a motion support, all in favors,
Aye, okay,
all against?
thank you.
Meeting adjourned.